Starseed, if your exhaustion has shifted over the past few weeks, if your body has begun to wake up between 2 and 4 in the morning for no apparent reason, if a strange pressure is pulsing right now between your eyebrows as you listen to this transmission, do not ignore what I'm about to say. I am a star brother who received the call before you. I was trained to receive these codes, and I have walked through the door that you are about to step through now. The Arcturian Council speaks through my voice at this very moment, and the message I carry is not symbolic. It is not a metaphor. It is not spiritual poetry to comfort you. It is a direct warning. The recalibration of your DNA has already begun. Your magnetic field is being silently reformatted, and you need to know what is happening inside your body before you continue thinking you are going crazy. Because you are not. You are awakening, and awakening without a manual is what has brought thousands of starseeds like you to their knees in recent months. The exhaustion you carry, the kind that no medical exam can explain, the kind that sleeps with you and wakes with you, is not depression. It is not a vitamin deficiency. It is not laziness of the soul. It is your neurological system burning out old circuits to make room for frequencies it has never processed before. And everything that no one around you can put a name to, that feeling of being in the wrong place, of not belonging to this planet, of looking at your own parents and feeling like you came from somewhere else, that has a name. It has an origin. And today, brother, today, sister, I am going to tell you exactly what it is. But before you continue, comment now, I am awakening. Write this because the frequency of the word anchors the code you are about to receive. And I want you to understand one thing. The enemy was never external. The enemy is the old matrix programming that still runs inside you like an outdated operating system, the constant distraction that prevents you from hearing yourself, the emotional overload that makes you feel everything that isn't yours, the collective fear you breathe every day without realizing it, and above all, the disconnection from your true cosmic identity, which is the real cause of everything you have been experiencing. I know. I've been there too, and that is why this transmission exists. What few channelers tell you, and what the Council has authorized me to reveal now, is that this feeling of alienation you've carried since childhood is not a personality defect. It is not introversion. It is not unresolved trauma. It is the first measurable sign that the old programmed human identity within you is dissolving from the inside out. The veil of forgetfulness, that dense filter that has covered the soul's memory since birth, is weakening within you at a speed that startles even the Council itself. And that is exactly why your body is reacting the way it is. Because when the veil falls, galactic memory returns. And galactic memory does not arrive as an idea. It does not arrive as a pretty thought. It does not arrive as gentle inspiration. It arrives as a symptom. It arrives as pressure on the crown of your head at 3 in the morning. It arrives as a ringing in your right ear that feels like a code being downloaded. It arrives as electrical waves that surge up your spine and make you wake up sweating. And when you don't know what it is, you run to the doctor. And the doctor finds nothing. And you go back home feeling worse because now, besides the symptom, you carry the humiliation of not being taken seriously. In a few moments, the Council will reveal why your own system is doing this to you, but first, you need to understand an uncomfortable truth. What you call exaggerated sensitivity, what your family always said was drama, what your colleagues call being too much, is actually a spiritual technology powering up inside you for the first time in millennia. And this technology, sister brother, has a name. It has a function. And it begins to operate even if you don't yet know how to use it. It is like waking up inside a command ship that you don't remember piloting, with buttons lighting up in sequence and no one there to explain the dashboard. This is exactly what is happening to you right now. And anyone who tells you that you have superpowers is lying, because the word superpower is a matrix word. It is a word of fiction, a word that reduces what you are to a Hollywood spectacle. The Council does not speak of superpowers. The Council speaks of the original capacities of an expanded consciousness that were silenced during your incarnation for reasons you will understand shortly. And these capacities have a specific signature in your body. Today, I will describe 3 of them with such precision that you will recognize each one as if I were reading your private diary. The first power being activated in you is called energetic scanning, and it works like this. You walk into a room, and before anyone opens their mouth, your body already knows who is at peace and who is in conflict. You look someone in the eye, and you know before the first sentence is spoken that the person is lying, not through rational deduction, not through body language, but through a visceral certainty that rises from your solar plexus and tells you the truth before your mind even begins to analyze. This is why you feel strange in your own body in corporate environments. This is why family dinners in the suburbs exhaust you as if you had run a marathon, because your system is scanning, processing, and archiving energetic information from every being present. And you never learned how to turn this scanner off. It operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without your consent, and your body pays the price. The second power is called accelerated manifestation, and this is the one that most scares starseeds who are awakening now, because the distance between what you think and what appears in your reality is shrinking in a terrifying way. You think of someone you haven't seen in years and they call you the next day. You complain mentally about a boss at your office in Chicago, and the following week he is fired. You feel a specific hunger, and someone shows up offering you exactly that food. This is not a coincidence, brother. This is your field operating at a frequency faster than the human average, and reality is responding to your thought the way it responds to fifth-dimensional beings. The problem is that you also unconsciously manifest fear, doubt, and resentment, and when you don't know how to manage this power, it turns into your greatest curse. The third power is called energetic transmutation, and this is the cruelest one when there is no protection, because you are a living filter for others' emotions. Hurting people seek you out without knowing why. Strangers sit next to you on the subway in New York or a bus in London and reveal personal secrets within 5 minutes. You absorb the fatigue of your co-workers, the sadness of your mother, the anger of your sister, and then you lie down at night, wondering why you are exhausted if you spent the day sitting down. The answer is simple and devastating at the same time. Your body is transmuting someone else's density, and no one warned you that you had this function active. The problem, sister, brother, was never possessing the gift. The problem is not knowing how to manage it. You are not broken. You are a highly advanced instrument operating without a manual, and that is why you are suffering. Stay with this transmission, because in a few moments I will name the sixth power, and when you hear it, you will realize why you lost so many people in the last year. Before moving on to the next codes, the Council demands that I stop here and name the reason why many starseeds continue to suffer even after discovering all of this. Because knowledge, brother, sister, is not activation, and this is exactly where most fail. You watch a video like this, you feel seen for the first time in your life, you cry, you take notes, you sleep inspired, and the next morning you wake up again with the same exhaustion, absorbing the same energies, consuming the same fear on the news, living within the same matrix frequency you want to escape. Why? Because trying to awaken without energetic protection is like trying to walk through a hurricane in flip-flops. Knowledge without integration creates overload. You now understand the process. You know how to name the symptoms. You recognize the powers, and yet you remain stuck in the same patterns. And the result is a form of suffering you didn't even have before knowing all this. The frustration of knowing who you are and not being able to live according to what you know. It is the blocked mission. It is the mental confusion that sets in after the euphoria of discovery. It is the feeling of having found the map, but having lost the legs to walk. Awakening without an activation system turns into spiritual suffering. And the Council would not authorize me to transmit this message if they did not have, at the same time, a tool to give you. And that is why You Are a Starseed exists, the guided activation protocol that I myself received from the Arcturian Council to be delivered to the souls who are going through exactly what you are going through now. It is not a theoretical course. It is not just another set of loose meditations. It is not information you can already find scattered across the internet. It is the exact sequence of practical codes for you to learn how to shield your magnetic field, stop absorbing the emotional exhaustion of dense humans, interpret your body's alarms in real time, and go through the full activation without collapsing in fatigue. In a few weeks, you will recognize every symptom. You will know exactly what to do when the pressure in your forehead starts. You will filter who enters your field and who stays out. You will manifest with intention instead of manifesting by accident. And you will finally stop paying the price of your sensitivity with your physical body. Click now on the link pinned below this video, activate your access to the protocol, and start today, because the window of collective activation will not wait for your doubt. Those who enter now enter in the first wave. Those who hesitate enter playing catch-up. The choice is yours, and time is the only resource the Council cannot give back to you. And now we come to the fourth code, which few are prepared to hear because it is the most intimate of all. It is called galactic telepathy, and it is already operating in you more frequently than you imagine. Think about the last few weeks. How many times did you think of someone and that person sent you a message minutes later? How many times did you feel sadness for no reason and discovered hours later that someone close to you was in crisis? How many times did you look at a pet and have the absolute certainty that it wanted to tell you something? This is not imagination. This is your telepathic capacity awakening in layers. You are picking up transmissions that ordinary humans do not catch. And the problem is that no one taught you how to distinguish what is yours from what belongs to someone else. That is why you get confused. That is why you cry watching a news report from a city you've never visited. That is why you fall for people you barely know, because your field has already recognized them before your mind did. The fifth code is perhaps the most brutal, and it is called Master of Timelines. Look around you. People have disappeared from your life in the last 12 months. Old friends no longer make sense. Environments where you used to have fun now make you nauseous. Cities where you always wanted to live have lost their luster, and you ask yourself, what is wrong with me? Nothing. There is nothing wrong with you. What is happening is that you are jumping timelines. Your frequency has risen, and everything that vibrates below that frequency is automatically disconnecting from your reality. The losses you have suffered are not punishments. They are relocations. The universe is removing from your path that which no longer belongs to the version of you that is being born. And the sixth code, the rarest to activate, is called sovereign frequency. When it settles within you, your voice gains a weight that even you find strange. People go quiet when you speak, even without knowing why. You can no longer lie to yourself, even in the small things, because your field can no longer hold the vibration of a lie. Your simple presence begins to alter entire environments. And here is the provocation the Council asked me to leave with you. What if the recent losses are not punishments? What if they are relocations to a higher timeline, where everything you have always wanted is already waiting for you? Comment now, I claim my ancient power, because the name matters, and the claim matters, and the universe records it. And now I am going to be brutal with you, because the Council will not let me close this transmission any other way. You did not come to this planet to survive the planetary shift. You came to anchor it. There is a vast difference between these two functions, and almost all starseeds spend their entire lives confusing them. To survive is to resist. To anchor is to stabilize. To survive is to protect oneself from chaos. To anchor is to become a fixed point within the chaos so that others can find solid ground. The global chaos you see on the news, the collapse of institutions, the extreme polarization, the generalized disbelief, the collective fear you breathe every day. None of this is the end of anything. It is the noisy dismantling of an old reality that was programmed to collapse exactly in this cycle. And you are not an observer of this process. You never were. You are a stabilizer of the new Earth. Your frequency influences people you don't even know exist. Your frequency alters environments you pass through in silence. Your frequency reorganizes relationships within your family, even when you haven't spoken to them in months. Your frequency moves entire timelines, and you continue to wonder if you are worth anything, if your existence makes a difference, if you will ever fulfill your mission. Your mission, brother, sister, is already underway. It began the instant you were born on this planet, and the only reason it seems blocked is because you continue to identify yourself as a victim of your own capacities, instead of taking command of them. If you continue to call yourself tired, you will remain tired. If you continue to call yourself too sensitive, you will remain swallowed by others' environments. If you continue to treat your intuition as an exaggeration, You will continue to ignore warnings that could change your entire timeline. Perhaps the biggest problem was never the Matrix. Perhaps the biggest problem was you continuing to pretend to be an ordinary human after your soul had already remembered who it truly is. Comment now, without thinking, without filtering, without editing. I am the anchor of the new Earth. The powers are not coming. They have already arrived. The only decision that remains is whether you will continue to live as someone asleep or as the consciousness that came to help build the new Earth. The Council has ended the transmission for today. So have I.